Please wear my things. Hi everyone, how are you doing? I'm actually doing good. Like it's been a while since I've been able to say that I'm doing good. It's a weird feeling where I'm just like I'm not lying. So that's nice. And I do think the medicines are working. This is a little bit of a medicine update as well. I do feel a lot calmer, but the side effects are also there. I've lost there's loss of appetite, which is annoying because I love food and I miss wanting it. I also started working out. Like what? I used to work out already, but I started again. I do morning workouts. I work out on my calves and on my biceps because those are the parts that I'm most insecure about. I am very happy with my thigh gains though. Hmm. Here are some pictures for reference. You know how parents say, na, ki, oh, just get up in the morning and you'll be fine. All this depression will go away. And I was like, girl, why is it that you're kind of making sense? Because it really is going away. I've realized that this routine, it helps your body, you know, recuperate with everything that's going on in life and stick on one path like balancing on a tightrope sort of situation. Tightrope ही बोलते हैं ना उसे, ठीक है जो भी rope, and ऐसे ऐसे balance कर रहे हो, and that routine helps you. Otherwise it's just there's like oceans and volcanoes and everything underneath, and if you don't have that rope you have nothing, and so you have to stick to that routine. But the thing is that I'm also realizing that the oceans and the volcanoes underneath are collectivist problems that we face as a species. And so when we do get into this individualistic routine for our self-care and betterment, we're actually straying away from community is what I'm thinking. So there's this cognitive dissonance that's there, where it's just like I know my routine's helping me, but I think it's only helping me because um, ever since I started it, I have not had enough time to think about the world's problems. The topic for today is identity confusion. So, what is identity confusion? It's, I think, let me Google it. The term identity disturbance or identity confusion in borderline patients often points to a complex web of feelings ranging from chronic emptiness to an unstable sense of identity. This is more than just a phase. Oh, damn, okay. It's a profound struggle where one's narrative, identity, and understanding are persistently at odds. This is something that people with BPD live with, where it's like a perpetual who am I kind of situation. Can you please? It's a perpetual who and I sort of situation. Me and who? It's a who am I sort of situation. Your healing journey can face a lot of roadblocks if life is roadblocks if you don't know who you really are, because there can be this feeling that if I don't know who I am, what if I'm actually a bad person, and so I'm not deserving of any care or affection or love or help. And so that's why identity confusion can be extremely detrimental, especially when left unchecked. How I have dealt with my Ugh. How I have dealt with my identity confusion is that I have paid a lot more attention to what my instincts are, because I believe that is what truly makes up a person. If I may give a few examples, there was a time when I was at the bus stop and the bus had the wrong number written in front, but then when I peeped in, like when I looked closely, it was on the inside the correct number was written, and I immediately got up, ran, and I noticed this old person from the corner of my eye, and I made sure that the bus stopped. Bus stop. Oh my god, is that why it's named bus stop? Stop it. Bus stop it. And then that old person got on the bus. I made sure they got on and they said thank you to me thrice. And then I sat down, and this was right after my BPD diagnosis, and I was going through this whole phase of like literally what the fuck, how am I deserving of anything good? And this moment made me feel like yes, I am, because I didn't think about it. Like after I sat down is when I actually processed everything that just happened. I was just like, oh, that was my instinct. That was a really beautiful feeling for me, and I really, really loved it. One may counter this by saying, what if someone's instinct is to be a bad person? Well, I'd like to believe that human beings are inherently good, but this is bestie style of videos. And besties, they sometimes disagree, they sometimes argue, they sometimes don't have the same point of view. So, why don't we entertain this thought? What about it if your instincts are actually bad? Well, that's where nature versus nurture comes in, because you can be born with predisposition to these different illnesses, physical and mental, but based on the way that you were nurtured, the way that you were raised, it's very possible that the diathesis of these illnesses does not get triggered. We need to remember that nurture and nature play a huge, huge role. And so, who you are, what your instincts comprise, definitely includes a mix of both of these things. If you feel like you are someone who has the instincts of a bad person, I would say it's. Oh my god, this whole time this wasn't focusing. What the fucking hell? If you are someone who thinks they have the instincts of a bad person, I would say this is actually just an opportunity to dive right into how you were nurtured, how you were raised, and take it up with your mental health practitioner. See what comes up. Perhaps there is some repressed trauma that you have not processed as of now. It's entirely possible, and this will actually be an opportunity to grow. Definitely a very annoying opportunity, because uh, mental health work is so tiring. It's just so tiring. But it will definitely be a good opportunity for you. And so go ahead and take it, girl. You go. Mm. I made artwork about identity confusion. I'll be putting it up on the screen here. Um, this artwork that I made is actually very similar to how I imagine God. Uh, and by that I don't mean I imagine God to be someone who looks like exactly like me. I meant like some God is like this glowing ball of light with different masks that rotate around, and each mask is actually these different religious deities or figures, entities, I don't know, synonyms. And then the mask just rotates and rotates, and the human being shows up in front of the god, and they just put their hand, and then they look up, and whatever mask stops is the mask that they view God through for the rest of time. I have also imagined God as no, this is a different conversation, never mind. What was I talking about? My artwork. That's what identity crisis, like identity confusion, can sometimes feel like, where it's just like there are these different versions of you that exist with different groups of people, different social settings, different institutions, and you will be like, which one of these is actually me? But I think you will have to think of it as masks that you wear every now and then, like clothes, honestly, like clothes. Sometimes you do step out of your comfort zone and dress up the way you don't. Like I usually wear these loose t-shirts, but sometimes I'll wear something like body hugging, and I'll be like, I'm kind of slaying right now, even though it's actually not my true style. But I like it, so matlab it's good now. And so it might not be a bad thing for you to have these. It's not a, it might not be bad for you to have these different masks that you put on, but it will be detrimental if you have to if how do I explain this? Do you ever sometimes like hang out with a group of people, and then after you come back you feel, really drained and exhausted. It's possible that that has happened because the mask that you put on is the furthest away from like your instincts, your true inner self, your soul. And so that's why you feel really, really tired when you come back. And that's when it becomes a problem with the masks. Try to make your mask resemble your soul as much as possible, and I think then you'll slay it, dude. You'll do it. It's okay. You'll do it. I promise you can do it. I'd like to talk about the different phases that I've been going through since my diagnosis. The first stage of my diagnosis was this phase of grieving and processing, where I put on these BVD glasses and I looked at my life all over again. And I was thinking, oh my god, there's BPD everywhere now that I'm finally wearing BPD glasses to spot them. Um, Now I'm entering a phase where I am really intellectualizing my feelings. I am just really intellectualizing everything that happens. Sometimes very mundane things happen, and I'll tell, for instance, I'll be talking to someone and I'll be like, oh, did I just accidentally split on you? And it'll be something very, like, not even that important. God, brain fog हो रहा है. Uh, Yes, I've reached a point where I'm intellectualizing everything about my life, and I'm looking at it through the and intellectualizing it with this newfound intellectualizer called BPD. And it gets really tiring, honestly. Like everything, I'll experience a different somatic symptom and I'm like, oh, is this my CPTSD, is this my BPD, is this my depression, and is this my anxiety, or is this a mix of anxiety and CPTSD, or anxiety or BPD, or depression and BPD, or depression and CPTSD? And it's really tiring, but forget we ball, forget we ball. Anyway, this I'm now very sleepy, so I want to go to sleep. So I think I'm going to keep this I'm going to keep this video short. And by that I mean instead of 20,000 minutes, it's going to be 10,000 minutes. Yay, lucky you. I hope that this video gave you a little bit of perspective about identity confusion. And if you're someone who struggles with identity confusion, I hope that my tip about viewing yourself through the lens of your instincts helps you out. I hope you also really liked our little bestie debate that we had about nature and nurture. I hope you found that interesting. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you come back soon. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, save the notification bell icon. Okay, bye. Medicine update. I'm feeling so sleepy right now. Oh wait, audio will be bad. I'm feeling so sleepy right now. I feel like my medicines are just like my oh, DBT workbook, DBT work, DVD workbook. I feel like my medicines are just like the essence of who I am is slowly becoming lesser and lesser, which says a lot because I guess that means my essence is literally psychotic. The fuck. I don't know. Oh, there's some chocolate on my lips. I don't know. I feel like the lesser I am myself, the more I can function. And that's not the best realization to have. It's really sad, honestly, because I'm truly feeling like the lesser I am my true self, the more people like me. So, yay!